Well, bless the Lord, brothers and sisters. So happy to be back yet again. If you hadn't subscribed, click on that subscribe button because I'm telling you the truth. If you subscribe to my channel, I pray and I hope that you will get a lot of good nourishment spiritually and fundamentally on my channel. Well, let me just dive right in. Why don't I? Well, I'm going to be getting straight to the point today. I'm going to talk specifically about conversation versus communication in relationships, and the fact that women, in order to keep a woman's interest and in order to have healthy marriages, great conversation is a vital component in the happiness and the sustainability, if that's even a word, look it up, book it up, in your marriage. Brothers and sisters, I've been married, and it is one thing's for certain is I desire great conversation and great communication all of the time. And I'm not quite sure if you are married, but I'm telling you the truth. Sisters out there can vouch for me. I don't care if a man may not be that attractive. Once a woman sees that a man can conduct and handle themselves in great conversation, that's pretty much hook, line, and sinker. You got her in a lot of different ways. So men, pay attention to what you're doing in your marriage. Make sure that your marriage is not one where your wife is thinking about getting some conversation from an inmate or a long lost love or things of that nature, because I'm telling you the truth. Women thrive and grow just like a flower from great nourishment, and some of that nourishment has to do with attentive, great conversation. Oh yeah, conversation is more than just blah, blah, blah. Conversation is literally getting inside a woman's mind, getting inside of woman's emotions, and basically taking up residency in there and running in the park with her in ways that men you won't even imagine. It's not so much about sex. A lot of people put a lot of emphasis on great sex. And I'm telling you, I have a great sex life, to be honest with you, with my husband. It's wonderful. But conversation, brothers and sisters, is just that important. And a lot of people in a lot of marriages across the world, they got the money and they got the cars and they got the houses and great 401k and nice kids and all that shebang, great stuff. But I believe, hear me clearly, I believe that a lot of times women fantasize about this man or that man oftentimes because they literally want to be emotionally and mentally and conversationally intrigued. So how are you doing in that department, brothers and sisters? Did I mess up the volume at all? I hope I didn't. But, we need to explore that, brothers and sisters, because there's a lot of office relationships that the enemy is behind. And I'm telling you the truth, is not pretty. A lot of marriages end up in corruption because of another man or another woman find themselves flirting with the fire, so to speak. And it has to do with conversation, just mere conversation, intriguing someone's interest, getting someone's attention, saying the right things at the right time. And I'm telling you the truth, I believe that the enemy knows, hear me clearly, knows exactly what you like, knows exactly what you need to hear. So men and women, please pay attention to your marriages. I'm telling you the truth. It happened to me. Oh yeah, it happened to me years ago when I was not married. Hear me clearly. Hear me clearly. This guy, pretty much, that I had a video about closing doors. I think it was about closing doors. When God closes that door, check out that video. And of course, you women out there know if the marriage starts off rocky, it's a good indication that communication may be a culprit. So please pay attention to your marriages. Don't get caught up in fantasy, because I'm telling you the truth. It's not worth it. Cultivate your marriage. Communicate. There's a lot of women that go to church not just because they want to hear a good sermon. A lot of times women go to church because they're intrigued by the conversation, and they will look and they will find that conversation in Bible studies or lectures or whatever it is. Whatever it is, you'd be surprised that a lot of women out there in the guise of spirituality are looking for great conversation. Did I say anything out there in YouTube land? If I'm talking to you, I'm letting you know one thing. The enemy is watching you, and he will set up the stage. And you wonder why so many attractive women are so attracted to average looking men, because they have great conversation. Brothers and sisters, if this message is saying anything to you or turned on the light, so to speak, to what you're going through currently, I'm letting you know God knows all about it. And if you are in a marriage, if you are in a relationship that needs watering, that needs great conversation, that needs a lifeline, so to speak, God is the only one that you can go to and let him know specifically what you need and what you desire. And he will allow you to pray for your spouse. He will allow you to communicate in ways with your spouse that he will get it. And it will take time. It's not going to happen overnight. I'm telling you the truth. You're not going to get Superman overnight. You got to know who you married, brothers and sisters. If the conversation was whacked in the beginning of you dating, it's not going to be that wonderful when you are 10 years through in the marriage. Unless he literally has an epiphany and totally changed his MO, so to speak. This is who you married. So please choose wisely in who you marry, brothers and sisters, man and female. So I hope this message blessed you. Pay attention to not only the fact that your spouse or your significant other is looking for great conversation, but pay attention to what they're not saying. Because sometimes what you're not saying is saying a lot. Did I say anything? Bless the true and living God.